Hey guys, it's JC's Reborn Journey here, and I'm in the process of doing a video for you guys for tonight, but it's gonna probably be like 2 days, or I'll probably have to do it in 2 parts, and I'm gonna be merging things all together. I took some pictures of like what the place looks like befores. I want to do some afters and stuff like that, and I showed you a couple of things I was doing. But what I wanted to do real quick was just one, I wanted to say thank you guys so much for all your support since Dennis passed away. I've had more people reach out to me in the last 2 weeks than I've had since I've started in the Reborn community. And I also wanted to just say, thank you guys so much for all the support that you guys are giving me during this transition. I came out that I was transgender. Be honest with you, I didn't really care if anybody had negative comments, but you guys have been so great, and thought I had a lot of guts to do that, but I kind of felt weird not to tell you, and then all of a sudden certain things start changing, like my voice and stuff. So it was important to be honest with you guys and let you know what's going on. So I'm going to continue to be honest and tell you what is kind of going on now. So as you guys know, I've been in search of looking for a counselor, and I'm sure that you guys will be in agreement that between the bipolar, anxiety, and grief, and transitioning, it is probably in my best interest to get a support system. I want my family to be more that support where you can get a hug, you can go out and enjoy life. That's what I really want my family to help me focus on, not the grief, not the bipolar. I don't mind them being part of the transition. I'm fine with that, but I think I really need to find a support system, more than one therapist, whatever it takes, I gotta do. Even though I'm not taking medication, I think having a psychiatrist would be important, at least to see twice a year, to start with, possibly 3 times a year. I found a therapist. I couldn't believe it. I called him at like 9:42 at night, and I felt so bad because he answered and he was driving, and I was just like, no doctor does that. No doctor just answers your call like that. And I spoke with him. I told him really quickly, like, just what was going on and what I was looking for. Now, he doesn't take my insurance. He doesn't take any insurance, actually. So it is just a cash-only kind of deal. But it kind of goes with, like, what you can afford and stuff. And, I think I definitely want to try and see him, because just talking with him, he was so, like, we just hit it off. So I definitely feel, because he's also a transgender, he does everything, transgender, bipolar, grief, like, he is like the icing on the cake, and I think having him in my life would be important. So, and I know that my parents would totally be willing to help me, especially if it's for that kind of reason. But in the meantime, obviously I couldn't see him all the time, and I think I need more counseling than just every couple of months. So I wouldn't mind seeing him as an every couple of month kind of thing, every 3 months maybe, and, check in with him and talk with him. He also does a grieving support group too. So I think that's, I'm not ready for that yet, but maybe that could be, I'm just looking for support because, and I told him, I was bluntly like, maybe I'm a little too honest to people, but I was telling him that I'm in the process of going through the transition, and because I'm bipolar, I am concerned about this. So I think having more than one counselor on my side would be a good idea. And I've also decided that until I can find counseling, if I had to go to my primary care doctor every week until I can find therapy, then so be it. That's what I need to do. I love this guy. Yes, he's not a counselor or anything, but he's a doctor. He can obviously prescribe medication if I need it. I've always been able to talk to him. I've known him since I was 15 and a half. I've been seeing him that long. And I think there might have been like maybe a couple of years where I didn't see him, but it was because of insurance reasons, and then I was able to go back to him. So that was great. And he was also Dennis's primary care doctor. So the whole entire office is grieving. So being able to see him helps us kind of grieve together, which I kind of think is cool in a way. They really love Dennis, and Dennis was just such a lovable guy. So, so right now what I'm doing is I found him. I know I can't do him all the time, and I'm in the process of trying to find somebody else that I can do counseling with on a regular basis right now, because I think between transitioning and the grief and just a whole big change, I think it's important to just do everything. It is lonely living by yourself, but if you have support and things to do, like in this house, I have babies to keep me busy when I'm feeling lonely. I love to organize and clean. So, and also, I have to say that just doing these live, the live stream and the Facebook thing, and I want to do Google Hangout with you guys. So I'm going to be setting certain days and times and stuff like that, so people that want to join can join on these things. But that also has been helping me. So like I said, I can't thank you guys enough for all the help that you've had, because if I didn't have you guys right now, most likely I probably would have been hospitalized. Like, I have friends that I can call anytime I need to talk to them. We don't have to talk about tennis, but we can just talk, and I feel like someone else is here with me, and it's just nice to have that feeling. It's amazing what the power of friendship can do for someone, especially in a situation like I'm in, which is so vulnerable. And I'm not afraid to ask for help. I'm not afraid to say, hey, listen, this is how I feel. Used to when I was younger, but and it's also helping just by watching some transgender videos. And I mean, I apologize, I'm not really watching baby videos, but whatever I gotta do to kind of keep myself happy, I guess, right? I will be I'm hoping that I can get a scholarship at the YMCA, because I really feel like if I exercise, I can really get a lot of that anger and grief. And I mean, they say you go through 5 stages of grief when you're grieving, and it's just like I'm going through all of them all at once, every second of every day, and it's just overwhelming. So, but being OCD and grieving, but just knowing what I need to do, I've been just obsessed about finding counseling. I even called my psychiatrist today and just said that I think that it would be in our best interest, so we can get this done really quickly, is possibly seeing one of the guys at his office. He's at like Tufts Medical Center, so possibly seeing somebody else that I can like be able to have as a psychiatrist, especially if I'm only going to be able to, if I'm only going to go there to him like twice a year or 3 times a year or whatever, like. So I have a lot of anxiety with like driving, especially in the wintertime. It's terrible. I hate it. So, this guy that I was just talking about, like, if I needed to talk to him over the phone because I was too afraid to drive, he also does home visits, which I thought was, who does that? You know what I mean? So I definitely want him. I know I couldn't have him all the time. So I'm thinking going with a counselor that I can see that takes my insurance. Even if it was a woman, I think I found one that I think I could work with, close to home, not too far. Actually, I found two, I think. I'm just waiting for a call back, and then the other one I was going to call. So I've always been weird about talking to women, but obviously I talk to you guys, and you guys are all women, so I think I can handle it now. I think when I was younger, it was a lot more difficult to talk to women, and women therapists just, they're different than guy therapists. I think guys are just more, I guess it depends on the guy, but they're more laid back. They don't force you, like, let's just say I've had a bad experience with a female doctor and never wanted a female doctor since then. And I did have one that was okay, that I liked, and she accepted me for who I was. So I liked her, but I think at this point I need to move forward in finding new doctors that help me. Now, I've been in contact with my old doctor, and I think I've told you this, but his plate is so full that he wants me to just get everything that I need underneath my belt. Like, he wants me to have counseling and psychiatry and just everything all together, and then he's willing to talk with me. I just would feel comfortable with him in my life, especially during this transition. I only need to see him maybe twice a year for, an hour. And hoping that by reconnecting with him, I could possibly be able to help other people. I've always wanted to be able to help other people. So, hoping that both psychiatrists that I had from before, like the one that's leaving now, which I'm devastated about. I've had him since I was 12, and all of a sudden things are changing, and things have changed so much for me, you know that, and to have just so many things change all at once is really, really difficult. So I gotta tell you, I think what would probably, like, break me is if I wasn't able to see my PCP. Like, if I was just told, I can't see you anymore, I think I would tell him, you know what, if I can't see you, then I have no reason to live whatsoever. Like, I don't do well with change. I can change certain things, but when you have too many changes at once, I mean, that's something I can't handle too much of. People that are bipolar, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but it needs to be stability. You gotta have stability. You gotta have same schedule. I'm not the type of person that can eat the same thing every day, but I have eating. I would have to honestly say I have an eating disorder, not because I'm refusing to eat. I think it's more because I'm such a picky eater, and then when an emotional trauma happens like this, it makes it that much harder. So, yeah. So I need to work on that as well. And I want to get healthy, and I want to get, exercise, and I want to do that testosterone stuff, and I'm really hoping I can get surgery done. But if I don't do these other things, like eat well and exercise and stuff like that, after surgery, it's going to be harder to gain or lose or whatever, like the fat. I always notice that surgery just makes it harder for you to fix your body in a good way. So, and I think by exercising, it would help tone down some of the fats before surgery. So, but I'm really excited. We're going to be doing this on the 1st. That's just a couple weeks away. I'm really excited for tomorrow. I need to talk to my doctor and whatever with him. I don't want to cry, because if I'm driving, I don't want to cry, but I just really am happy I'm going to be seeing him. But I can tell you I am doing a lot better today for some reason. I think that the transgender thing's just really, and also trying to find doctors. So, alright guys, I'm not going to take any more of your time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe. Thanks guys.